We're starting, this is 3.8, and I think we'll go through this here pretty quick. It says Henry recorded the amount of rain that fell during a 2-hour period, apparently. In the first hour, Henry measured 2.35 centimeters of rain. In the second hour, he measured 1.82 centimeters of rain. Henry estimated that about 4 centimeters of rain fell in 2 hours. What is the total amount of rain that fell? Okay, so there's the very first question. How can you use this estimate to decide if your answer is reasonable? Well, we don't know if his estimate is correct or not, actually, as far as I'm concerned. So it says add the hundredths first. So 500ths and 200ths would be 700ths. And then it says add the tenths and ones and regroup as needed. So 3 tenths and 8 tenths, that's going to be 11 tenths, and then regroup. So there would be 1 left over, 2 ones plus 1, plus the 1 regrouped, which is here, and that's going to end up being. And then if we just added them together here, go ahead and do that. I'll pull a stick here in about 20 seconds. See what the answer is.
I'm already done. Oh my, that was easy. Still working on it. I did it in 2 seconds. So easy. I saw the numbers.
Miss Start, 10 points. Did you get it? Not yet? Mr. Villegas, 20 points. Did you get it?
Yep.
What'd you get?
4.17.
Yep. 4.17. Okay, good. 20 points. Nicely done. Okay, and then it says draw a quick picture to check your work. So let's just draw a picture of the addition here. So again, I'll pull a stick. Mr. Cowan, let's draw the 2.35 first. What's the first thing I draw? Two squares, okay. 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. 5 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then 10 points. Let's see here, Mr. Buckman. What do I draw for the 1.82? Okay. And then it says, so blank number of centimeters fell, which Mr. Villegas gave us that, 4.17. Since 4.17 is close to the estimate of 4, the answer is reasonable. 4.17. Yeah, go ahead.
How many?
10. 10 will work. All right, next page. Equivalent decimals. All right, when adding decimals, you can use equivalent decimals to help keep the numbers aligned in each place. Add zeros to the right of the last digit as needed so that the add-ins have the same number of decimal places. It says try this. So what are they doing here? So 20.4 and 13.76. So this ended up being 20 because the 0 stays the same. The 3 doesn't change, or the 3 does change to a 4 because 7 is 5 or larger, so it's 20 plus 14. That's 34. And then over here it says find the sum, add the hundredths first, then add the tenths, the ones, and the tens, regroup as needed. So everybody do this one right now on your own. Give you a couple moments for that. Ms. Reyes, are you done already? Oh, okay. All right, 10 points, Frosty. Despite the damage done to your head, what'd you get?
34.16.
Yeah, nicely done. 34.16. Put up 10 points. Yeah, maybe that knock to your head made you smarter. Wouldn't that be nice?
Brain alert, that's better. Everyone fall in your head and make your head crack open.
Well, I wouldn't suggest that.
Mr. Glazer, what happened is is when he hit his head.
Hang on. Shh. We're recording. Let's not get out of hand here. All right. So let's see here. I'm not going to worry about that. So estimate, then find the sum. So let's estimate these together here. 2.5. What would happen to the 2? Anything? What would the 2 become? 3. 4.6. What does 4 become? 5. So what's the estimate? 8. Okay. Let's do the next one together here. Oh, how'd that end up there? I put that in the wrong box. Won't worry about that one right now. Miss Gordon. What happens to the 8 here? Anything? That's amazing. I heard you say that twice. Somebody blurted it out. What happens to the 6 here? Anything?
No.
Stays the same. Okay. And so this becomes 15. Okay, Miss Gordon, do the next one also. Anything happen to the 2?
No.
Anything happen to the 7?
Return to 8.
Yeah, so this would be?
10.
Yeah, 10. Okay. Put up 10 points. Still wrong. That's the wrong one. Put some of this, the sticks in the wrong jar here. Here we go. Mr. Montanez, do these 2 down here for me.
Okay.
What happens to the 6? Anything?
No.
No. Okay, what happens to the 3? Anything?
Turns into 4.
Yep. And then the estimate is?
5.
6 plus 4 is?
Oh,
10. Good, you got it. Hey, shh. I've made sillier mistakes than that. All right. Let's see, Mr. Montanez, next one. Anything happen to the 5 here?
Yeah. Turns into 6.
Yep, turns into a 6. Anything happen to the 2?
Turns into 3.
And it becomes, add them together, they are? 9. Okay. Okay. I'm going to let you guys add these up on your own. Let's turn the page here. Flying through this today here. So the trick for these, we're finding word sums. So if you don't understand what you're reading, you're going to have a really hard time getting this correct. So let's look at a couple of these together at least. 7 and 25 hundredths. Mr. McWilliams, what would that look like? 7 and 25 hundredths. Very first part. 7 and 25 hundredths. I want to write this number down, not in word form, in numerical form. What's the first number I put down? Numbers. Not in word form, numbers. What's the first number I put down? Yeah, good, thank you. 7. And then it says what? 25 hundredths. What would that look like? I think I could safely put a decimal, right? What would 25 hundredths look like?
A 2.
Yep, and?
And then a 5.
Good. And we're done.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Okay? It was. And we're adding to that, what do you think?
I didn't say I heard 9 and 4 tenths.
9 and 4 tenths. So what's the first number I put down?
9.
Okay, 9. and then 4/10.
4. Wait. There's too much pressure on me.
Well, let me do this. I'm curious to see if it's, what would 4/10 look like? Think of it this way. If I wrote down a number here, Mr. McWilliams, and I'm just going to use x's in place of numbers. Where's the ones place? Right here.
Oh, wait, what?
This is the ones place, right?
Then how come the hundreds is all the way in the middle?
Well, we're going to find out here in a moment. What goes right here? That's the tenths place. What place is this? What place is this? Thousand. So now go back to this here. 9 and 4/10. Where's the tenths place? You told me it was right here. So where do you think the 4 would go?
Under the 2.
Yeah. And I can just put a 0 there as kind of a placeholder, and then you just add that up. Okay? So 0 and 5 is?
5.
4 and 2 is?
6.
And 9 and 7 is?
16.
There's your answer.
Oh, yeah, he did a math problem.
So these can be kind of hard, but just remember the place. This is the ones. This is the tenths. This is the hundredths. And this one here is the thousands. All right. So let's see here. Moving on. Practice, copy, and solve. You guys can do those. 19 and 20. Let me see what's on the next page here. Do we still have more? Yeah. Why don't you guys go ahead and work on these? So there's 2 pages left. And maybe I'll do a video tonight for some homework to help you guys out. And go ahead and work on this. We'll stop this video here.